Test. Hey guys, thanks for coming today. Thanks for watching the video. Today we're going to cover Breeze DSLR Remote Pro, and we're going to cover profiles a little more in depth. To give you an idea of what we're going to be covering, I will pull it up for you here. What I have here is I'm actually using TeamViewer to remote into one of my booths that I have here sitting next to me. It's just a touchscreen monitor and a camera hooked up. And forgive me because I am not a graphic designer, so I just threw this together pretty quickly. But this is kind of an option that you can present to your clients if you wanted to give them the ability to do, if you wanted to offer them several different features. So here we have a 3-up strip, 4-up strip. We have a 4x6, GIFs, video, and green screen. And if I go to touch the 3-up strips, it's just going to bring me to another screen here, and this screen is going to allow me to choose color, black and white, toned. It's going to give me and then allow me to reprint. And then I also up in the corner have a hidden button that's going to take me back to profile 1. And then in profile 1, I also have a hidden button up here that's going to allow me to exit full screen photo booth mode. So if we hop on there again, we see, so we have 3-up strips, we have 4-up strips. Let me switch views here. Okay, so we have, if I can choose GIFs down here, I can choose video, green screen. These options here, all of these guys here, are going to allow the printer to print exactly how you want to print. So if you want to print strips and have them cut strips, it'll do it. Video mode, I don't have any video screens set up, but it basically popped on ready to capture. And popped on ready to capture. So I'm going to back out of this screen real quick. And can all you guys see my screen okay? I just want to make sure I'm doing screen sharing now. Is everybody able to see this screen? I'm going to assume yes. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started on how we set this up. So we'll open up Breeze DSLR Remote Pro, and in the last video we kind of covered how to set up where your files are going to be saved by just going to preferences and directory in which to save images. So this is where your photos are going to be saved. And also, while we're here, we can go to File and we can go to Video Booth Settings and get this out of the way. Check Video Booth Settings, and I want to enable video and photo booth mode. I don't want to start up video booth mode because I want to be able to select profiles. I want to be able to display the screen after capturing the video. I want to start the playback automatically. We could do green screen video if you wanted to. This is pretty self-explanatory here. How long do you want the clip to be? I typically use a T3i for video because the T3i has an external microphone jack, and I will use an adapter, and I will hook up a handheld mic. So I don't use the Rode shotgun mics or anything like that. I like to use a handheld mic. And then the rest of the features down here will just help you position where your live view video image will be on the screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I had already set up a main video. So I'm going to put all of these profiles that I have. I'm going to put all of my 3-up, 4-up, my 4x6, my GIF, my video. I'm going to put all of these in a folder, and I'm going to give them each their own name. So this folder is just called, C:webinar. Then I have a 3-up, a 4-up, a 4x6, event photos. In this instance, this is where all my photos are being saved. GIFs, green screen, I have a ready screen, and I have a video. So ready screen, basically, the screen that popped up, the screen that you saw first, that was the ready screen. So I can go open up my advanced settings. I will go to load, and I'm going to click this little go back arrow, go up one level, and I'm going to load my ready screen profile. Okay, so my ready screen profile, I have live view disabled, right? Because I don't want live view on my ready screen because I don't want to see anything. I just want to see the ready screen JPEG. And if I take a look in my ready screen folder, all I have here is a ready.jpg, and that's the screen you were seeing. Now this ready.jpg, it matches the resolution of my monitor. My monitor is 16 by 900 resolution. And if we go into our touchscreen settings, and my dogs are barking, sorry. If we go into our touchscreen settings, you will notice that here it's 700, 800, 900, and 1500, 1600 over here. So you can tell that 1600 by 900 is our resolution. Now, so let's go back. Okay, so this stuff up here we're not worried about because we're not actually taking photos. We're going to disable live view and full screen. We don't have to worry about a custom layout setting because we're not printing anything. Our output doesn't matter. This folder here matters, right? Because this is where you're telling it to look for your photo. And then touchscreen matters. So touchscreen settings and show edit touchscreen areas. So basically you could see here, my 3-up strip I have set as profile 2. Here I have the 4-up set as profile 3. I have profile 4 for my 4x6, profile 5 for my GIF, 6 and 7. All I have to do, and I'm using Breeze, I think like 3.3, and it's the same for the Breeze versions after this. But this version allows me just to right click and I could say delete action, or I can right click and I can add an action, and I can just pick my actions from this list here, which is a lot nicer to do it this way. So I'm going to back out, and also we see it here. Actions, this one has no action, but you have the actions from the drop-down list. So instead of you trying to pick your coordinates, we can just say show our areas, right click, add an action. So this is exit full screen up here. I can add an action that says, I can add an action that just says start Photobooth if I wanted to. And I could take this and, oops, wrong one. Add it back here. Start Photobooth, and I could put it up in the corner here if I needed a start Photobooth button on here for some reason. Exit and save the settings. I'm going to say no because I don't want to leave that there. And then, okay. So what I've done now is I've completely set up my ready screen. I'm going to save my ready screen. If you wish to save it with the current printer settings, no, I mean, it's not, the printer doesn't matter, so I can say no. And I'm saving it to my ready screen XML file. And next, I want to go down here to profiles, and I want to make sure that the default profile loaded at startup after each shooting sequence is profile 1. I want to make sure my profile 1 is set to pull my ready screen JPEG, or my ready screen file. Okay, so that gives me my, that's how I get my main ready screen. That's how I get to this screen here. Now, nothing's going to work unless I have these profiles set up. So I'm going to go to my advanced settings. I'm going to go back here to my touchscreen settings. I'm going to say show areas. So here we go. Profile 2. It's a 3-up strip. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here. And all I'm going to do down here is so profile 2, 3-up strip. I'm going to say, okay. Since I've already have all my folders created, I'm going to say this one's going to be 3-up. So 3-up, okay, I'm cool there. I'm going to go to my custom layout settings. And I am going to go into import overlay. And I have an overlay already set up into my 3-up folder. You guys, if you watched the first video, then you should know that you can bring overlays and backgrounds in. So then I'm just going to say open an overlay. And then that brings this here. So, and then from here, you know, I can click and drag my pictures. I'm not really worried about this. Oops, I actually have 4 pictures here. So preset layouts, I want to do a double strip of 3. I'm going to say okay, right? Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Also, while I'm on the screen here, I want to set up my printer. So printer setup, I'm actually using the Brava 21 today. We're going to be in portrait. Setup printer. I want to do 2x6. I want to make sure paper cut mode is on, and I'm in portrait. So then I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK. So 3 images, delay before taking first photo. I'm just going to say 1 in case for testing purposes. Delay before taking remaining photos. 1 image preview time. We don't want 1. I don't want 1. I can leave the text the same. I have my settings ready to go. We'll just that way at least one of them will print out. Okay, so I got my settings. So 3, 1, 1. Okay, now I need to do my touchscreen. So I go to settings. So just because I hopped in there and I started changing my ready profile, it actually is keeping all my ready touchscreen settings. So if I go down to show area, all right, exit full screen, I can leave up there. This, I'm going to delete. This, I'm going to delete. So if you don't have this feature where you can right click and delete and right click and add, you really should upgrade your Breeze because it is awesome. Delete. So here I have color. So I'm going to do add action, and I'm going to say, I like just to do select color mode. So select color mode. And here I'm going to right click. I'm going to say add action. I'm going to do a select black and white mode. These are just standard features on all my booths, the color and black and white. A lot of people don't read the booths, and sometimes they don't choose them. So, you know, we have to make them aware. Kids usually pick it up right away. This one, select black and white toning, right there, and delete. And I'll just do a start add action, and then I do start photo booth. Okay. Also, because so this one is exit full screen photo booth mode. That's going to exit it all together, but we're going to want a go back to profile 1 button, right? So we're going to do a select profile 1. Okay. And I could have a button that says go back, or I could just hide it in the corner. So I'm going to exit. And yes, I want to save. Okay. And then I need to save this again. Do you wish to save settings? Yes. I'm going to save it to 3UP. I'm going to say, and if 3UP wasn't there, it would ask me what I wanted to save it as. I want to save it as 3UP. Okay, so now that I saved this profile as 3UP, I should go down to my profiles, and I would set profile 2 as 3UP. So I just click on profile 2. I find my 3UP. I say open. Okay. I say save. Yes, and save it again. Okay, so now if I do start photo booth, and if I click on 3UP, it brings me to this screen here. Okay, crap, I don't have a live view on my screen right now, so I'm on exit full screen photo booth mode. We'll go to advanced settings, and because I was in 3UP already when I actually hit escape on the keyboard, but because I was in 3UP when I exit photo booth mode, the profile that pops up is going to be our 3UP profile. I didn't have enable live view checked. I also have, oops, I don't know what I hit. External flash mode. I don't have an external flash on here. So then I want to save. I'm going to say yes. Save, yes, okay. Start mode. I'm going to click on the 3UP strips. Cool. And there I go. So, and then I can do color, black and white, toned. I'm going to exit out. Okay. So that is our, that's our 3UP. And again, if I go to printer setup printer, it's set to do portrait mode, strips, and it's cutting. Okay, cool. So if I want to do a 4-up is easy enough to where I just say, where am I going to look for my folders? I'm going to say, look for your folders and look for your layouts in 4-up. I'm going to have all the same touchscreen options, right? So my touchscreen settings, they're all going to be the same. My custom layout's going to be different. So I'm going to do, and since I told it to look in my 4-up folder, you'll notice it's already pulling the 4-up overlay that I have. By the way, I got these overlays from photoboothtalk.com. I've been a VIP member for a few years, so I really love them because I can't design at all. Actually, crap. So this is a background. It's not an overlay. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to import the overlay. I have an overlay somewhere. Here we go. 4-up overlay. There we go. Cool. And pop that in there and pop that in there. So we look good here. Let's set up our printer, which should be set up. Okay. Strips, paper cut mode. Cool. We're good. Okay. 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 Live view for, this is the time it's going to take. Again, and we're going to save it. And yes, I want to save it with the printer settings. I'm going to save it in 4-up. I'm going to call it 4-up. I'm going to say save. Now that I've saved it, I go to profiles. I'm going to go to profile 3. I'm going to say, hey, profile 3, I want you to be 4-up. I'm going to say, okay. And I'm going to save it again. Save. Yes. So now I want to go back to my ready screen real quick and take a look at something. So I'm going to load my ready screen. Now I'm going to go take a peek at my touchscreen settings again. So profile 2, profile 3, profile 4 is going to be my 4x6. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here, exit, and cancel this. And what I want to do is I want to load my 4-up settings. The reason I want to load my 4-up settings is because when I load my 4-up settings, it's also going to load my touchscreen settings. Because again, for my 4x6 photos, I'm going to have all the same touchscreen settings, right? I'm going to have color, black and white, toning, start photo booth, reprint, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to load that. And after I load those settings, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, I want you to look for 4x6. Okay. We're going to take 4 photos. I'm going to adjust the times, which should be the same. Touchscreen's good. Need to change my settings. Okay. So it's portrait, right? So first of all, we're going to do Bravo 21, we're going to want to do landscape. We're going to set this up. We don't want to cut because we're doing a 4x6. So, okay. And okay. And then I just hop in my preset layouts and I'm going to pick 1 large, 3 small. And it's going to give me this. And oops. So this is the background again. So I'm going to delete my background. I'm going to import an overlay. And I think this is it. Okay, cool. So here's my overlay. Gonna grab this little guy right here, turn him a little bit, line him up. Definitely too big. Short for me, for now. Okay, cool. So then, okay. And now I'm gonna need to save it. I wish to save. Going to save it in 4x6. I'm just going to call it 4x6. Save, yes. Profiles, going to set my profile 4 to my 4x6. Going to say okay. Going to save it again. Yes. And save, yes. Okay, so now I have successfully done, I've set up the 3 main profiles. So I'm going to pick my 3-up. I'm going to do black and white. I'm going to say start. And it's taking them, 1 second in between. And I'm done. Going to get my whatever screen that was, processing screen. Okay, so now my printer is printing. All right, let's do a 4-up real quick. So this is still on tone. I'm going to do actually, that was on tone for some reason. Color. I'm going to click start. We're going to do color. And while that's going, here we go. Picked up my, I'll show you in a second here. Picked up my 3-up strip. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, here's my 3-up strip. And then I'm printing a 4-up strip now. And let's try to do a 4x6 photo. So again, this loaded into a toned again. I'm going to go to my advanced settings. And right here, somehow printed photos in toned got checked, right? Print photos in toned. I'm going to say color. I don't know how that happened. I'm bouncing around on the keyboard. So let's save. Do you wish to save with the current printer settings? I'm going to say no, because I already had the previous printer settings in here. So, okay, I'm in my 4x6 profile. I just want to check. Okay, so it's not set to cut. Good. Cool. Oops, I was on camera mode. Sorry, I'll go over that again. Let's just print out 4x6. So now we're in color again, and I'll show you in a second what I had there. So let's let these go, and we will check out. So if your printer cuts photo strips, then you're good. You know, you could just set your printer up properly, and you don't have to ever mess with anything. And this is a great upcharge too, right? You can offer your clients all of these features, and you can charge them extra, and all it takes for you is a little bit of work. I know we kind of breezed through this quickly, but once you get the hang of it, you should be good. So here are my photos. Sorry, it's a really small screen for me, but 3-up, 4-up, and a 4x6. Okay. And I'm going to turn off my cam and should be back here. And okay, so if I go back to, I'm going to go back to advanced settings, and I want to load up my 3-up because I want to check something in here. 3-up open, and photos in color. So we're good there. This is what earlier it accidentally got changed to tone, but so we're back to color. All right, cool. So now, now we have the 3-ups done, we have the 4-ups done, and we have the 4x6s done. We're going to do GIFs and video, and then if we have time, we can do green screen as well. So let's hop into GIFs. Basically, for the GIFs, what I want to do is I want to take one photo, and I want to give them like one printed photo, but I actually want to take 3 photos to make my GIF, right? So number of images, 3. Actually, before I do this, let's load up a profile that already has, and those are my dogs, I'm sorry, somebody's at the door. Let's load up a profile that has, that already has touchscreen buttons laid out. So I'm going to load up my 3-up profile. Okay, so my 3-up profile. Now I'm going to say, yeah, let's take 3 photos. Let's do 1 second in between each photo. All this is good. This is good here. Settings, I am going to say none, none, none. Actually, let's go to my printer setup here, and we're going to say landscape. Set up the printer. I don't want it to cut. Okay. Okay. Preset layouts, single photo. So I'm just going to give them a single photo. I don't have an overlay or anything set up for this, but we can just do a single 4x6 photo. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to delete the overlay. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to change my folder to GIF. I'm going to say okay. Now, so I already have the GIF script running in the background, right? I set up the GIF script earlier, which I covered in the previous video that I made last week. So if you do have questions on that, you can hop towards like the last 15 or 20 minutes of that video, and it'll show you how to set it up. But basically, every time I take a session, it's going to do a GIF, I believe, and we can also offer to share those. So let's so I have GIF set up. We're going to take one photo, or actually we want to take 3 photos, right? I want to take 3 photos, but we only want to do one. I'm going to say okay, and it's going to give me an error, and it's saying your images are not defined. Well, that's cool. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say save. I want to save it, and I want to go to GIF, and I'm going to call it GIF, and I'm going to say save. Yes, and then I'll go into my profiles, and well, I forget where it's supposed to go in my profiles actually. So now that I've got this saved, I'm going to go over to load. I'll load my ready screen. I'm going to take a look at my settings here. GIF should be profile 5. Okay. So I'm going to load. Actually, let's go down here to profiles. Profile 5. It's going to be GIF. Open. Okay. And save my ready screen. Oops. I'm saving my ready screen, right? So I want to save, and I want to save it as ready screen. Okay. So again, everything's getting saved to my event folders photo, and pretty much it makes, so with Breeze, because it's the script and I haven't played around with GIFs a lot, but it's pretty much making a GIF for every session that I do. So this was the last session. I'm going to open this with Internet Explorer. This is my last 4x6 session that I did. Maybe that's not. Oh yeah, I didn't have a lot of movement. So just by choosing GIF, the main thing that it does is, it could give your GIFs a special overlay. I think, there's not a lot of customization available that I'm aware of right now for when we're doing the GIFs. Yeah, okay, so let's skip to the last thing. I think we'll skip to video. And so at the beginning of the video, we actually set up our video settings, right? File, video booth settings, enable video and photo booth mode. So what I did is, I'm going to load this. I basically set up a new profile for video because you need to have a special folder for your video stuff. So under profiles, it looks like I have set this up to be my profile 6, right? So profile 6 is my video profile. So I'm going to check my touchscreen settings. And this is how I made my touchscreen settings. Basically, select video booth start. I didn't go through and customize everything, but I have an exit here and select video booth start. And then I also have an accept video, and I gave it coordinates to show up in the bottom right-hand corner. So basically, when I start the photo booth mode, I can choose video. I can press anywhere on the screen. It's going to count down, and it's going to start recording. It's going to record for 5 seconds, and then it's going to play it back. Download the video playback. I don't have enough lighting, of course. And then now that it's done, I'm going to hit in the corner and I'm going to say accept video. Oops, too far there. That's your basic video booth. Now you'll notice when I first started the photo booth mode, it says my video ready, my video countdown, my video capture, processing, and playback screens are missing. I didn't make those screens, right? I need to make a video ready and a countdown screen, just like I have to make a photo booth ready and a photo booth 1, 2, 3, and 4 picture screen. So I need to make all of those. I didn't make them just because I ran out of time, but those would have popped up instead of just that ugly black screen. Okay, so for the most part, that is, I guess we could do green screen real quick. Okay, so we're gonna need to do a green screen settings. So if I want to do a green screen settings, I'm going to load, let's load my GIF profile, because I'm just going to do one 4x6. So I'm going to load that, check out these settings here. Those are good for me. Number of images, I'm going to change it to 1. Custom layout is 1. The printer settings should be good already since I loaded them. None, landscape. Okay. So that's good there. I'm going to change the folder, right? Change the folder to green screen and say OK. And I'm going to save. And I'll save it with the settings. And I don't have anything in here because I didn't actually make one. So I'm just going to call it green _ screen. Save it, go to my profiles. I guess it's profile 7. We'll go back and look. Profile 7, okay, save, yes, save, yes. Let's load our ready screen again. Ready screen is loaded. And it is profile 7. Okay, so exit, cancel. I'm going to go ahead and start the Photobooth. And I'm going to choose my green screen. And now when I'm in my green screen, I'm going to need to do a Control G. I can't find the green screen background images, right? Because I don't have them in there. Green screen background not found. But I want to say enable green screen display, save a copy of green screen. I'm going to say OK. Now when I say OK, I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to go to advanced settings. I'm still in green screen. And I'm going to save this. Yes, I want to save it. And I want to save it to green screen. Save, yes, okay. So then when I start the Photobooth again, and I choose green screen, I believe, let's see. Green screen is already enabled there. See that these were already enabled in here. So now we basically covered how to set up 6 different profiles, actually 7 different profiles, right? Because what we're looking at right now is profile 1. Profile 1 is the profile that gives you the option to choose everything else. So we've covered the way to choose between 6 different profiles. And I guess that's about it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. If anybody wants any files on how to do this, I will try to post my, I don't know how to write on here. You can just go message me on Facebook. It's .gray, DOCGRAY. Hit me up, find me on the Photobooth network, and I can post, I can give you the files for this. Okay, thanks for coming, guys. I really appreciate it.